When it comes to aging bones, we often hear the same advice on repeat. Drink your milk, get your calcium, and avoid slippery floors. But as it turns out, there's a far more sophisticated and flavorful way to support skeletal strength in aging women, and it's hiding in plain sight in a diet originally designed for blood pressure. Enter the DASH diet, the dietary approaches to stop hypertension. While it may sound like a cardiovascular intervention, and it is, new long-term research suggests it may also be moonlighting as a bone health booster, particularly for postmenopausal women who'd really prefer not to crack like peanut brittle in a stiff wind. The DASH diet, with its abundance of fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, nuts, legumes, whole grains, and lean proteins, has already earned its gold stars for lowering hypertension and reducing cardiometabolic risk. But its nutrient profile, high in potassium, magnesium, calcium, and vitamin C, is exactly what aging bones are secretly craving. Add in its emphasis on limiting sodium, red meat, and sugary foods, and suddenly DASH starts looking like a pretty decent candidate for orthopedic heroism. In longitudinal studies following women across decades, especially those navigating the bumpy road of menopause and beyond, researchers have begun to quantify this unexpected benefit. One major observational cohort, tracking over 90,000 postmenopausal women for more than 10 years, found that higher adherence to a DASH-style eating pattern was associated with significantly greater bone mineral density, BMD, at key sites like the hip and lumbar spine. The women in the highest DASH adherence quartile also had lower rates of fractures, especially hip fractures, which are the orthopedic equivalent of a season-ending injury for older adults. But why would a diet designed for heart health also support bones? One word: minerals. The DASH diet is loaded with bone-relevant nutrients, calcium from low-fat dairy, magnesium and potassium from fruits and vegetables, and vitamin K from leafy greens. Together, these form a mineral symphony that helps buffer acid load, reduce bone resorption, and promote the steady rebuilding of bone matrix. Meanwhile, low sodium intake supports calcium retention in the kidneys, keeping more of the good stuff in your body, rather than letting it exit via your next trip to the bathroom. And let's not overlook the subtle, but important role of vitamin C. This antioxidant, abundant in the fruits and vegetables championed by DASH, is essential for collagen production, a key component of bone structure. It's like rebar in concrete, invisible but critical. Studies have linked higher vitamin C intake with reduced bone loss over time, particularly in women. Then there's inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often amplified by poor diet, visceral fat, and sedentary habits, is a well-documented villain in age-related bone loss. But DASH's anti-inflammatory profile, thanks to its fiber, phytonutrients, and omega-3 friendly nuts and seeds, may help calm the very processes that lead to osteoporosis. In fact, some researchers have floated the theory that DASH doesn't just prevent mineral loss, it slows down the inflammatory chain reactions that chew up bone from within. All of this becomes especially relevant for postmenopausal women, whose estrogen levels drop like a phone signal in an elevator, taking bone density with them. The first 5 to 10 years postmenopause can see bone loss rates of 2% per year, meaning dietary reinforcements are not optional, they're mission critical. Women who align with DASH not only seem to retain more bone mass, but also report fewer fractures over time, even after adjusting for activity level, hormone therapy, and calcium supplement use. And here's the kicker. The DASH diet isn't particularly restrictive, expensive, or joyless. Unlike some bone-focused regimens that hinge on chalky supplements and stoic sacrifice, DASH encourages enjoyable eating, colorful salads, yogurt parfaits, veggie-rich soups, grilled fish, and yes, the occasional square of dark chocolate, in moderation, naturally. It's a dietary pattern you can actually live with, which is, ironically, exactly what you want from a diet designed to keep you upright in old age. So, the next time you're thinking about osteoporosis prevention, don't just reach for the calcium pills and hope for the best. Think bigger. Think broccoli, beans, and berries. Think magnesium-rich quinoa and potassium-packed bananas. Think DASH, but not just for your heart. Think DASH for your skeleton, your hips, your spine, and your mobility 20 years from now. Because in the long game of aging, it's not just about living longer. It's about standing taller, moving easier, and dancing at your grandchild's wedding without a fear of falling. And with a plate full of DASH-approved foods, your bones might just feel like they're still in the first act.